Hi there, I'm Michael Cohn from Advanced Tubular Technologies. I'm going to show you how easy it is to calculate the tube elongation percentage inside VTube-LASER. The reason why we can do it inside VTube-LASER is because VTube-LASER measures tubing, and because of that, we can use a measured tube in order to calculate a tube elongation percentage for a material. Now, what benefit does tube elongation percentage have? Well, it allows us to calculate a more accurate cut length of a straight stick of part before we ever even bend it with a particular tube configuration in a particular bender setup. So the first thing you're going to do is set up your bender, and then you're going to have a straight piece of tube that you're going to use to perform a test. Now let's figure out how long that straight piece needs to be. We're going to create a short test piece. Let's say that the part is a 0.5 inch diameter part and your bend radii is just 1, for example. Go into master tube data now. We want to put in 3 points in order to get at least a single bend. We have to have a bend to calculate this. I'm going to say some distance before the bend and some distance after the bend in order to make bending easy. And then we're going to say 90 degrees, okay? We're going to hit F2 and F3, and there's our part. Now, just enter the values here for the lengths that make sense for your bender setup so you don't have a collision with your chuck. So now what you're going to do is go back into part setup, and you're going to see a cut length. Take that straight stick and cut it down to this value, 16.57 inches long. Put it in the chuck and bend the part. Now, it doesn't matter where the 90-degree bend is in the straight stick that you're putting into the bender. Just bend that 90-degree bend somewhere, because we're looking for elongation, not really for the shape of the part, but rather for that elongation in that bend. Now, the next step is you're going to go to measure process, because now you have a part that just came off the bender, and you're going to measure that part. Again, it doesn't matter where the 90-degree bend is inside this part, but you want to at least measure. You have to take care to measure the ends of this part as well as the straights, because you want to get to the length of this part. So this is what the part may look like, for example. You're going to see a blue part on the screen that was measured. You don't even need to align it to the master part at this point. You can if you want, but you don't need to. The goal is to get to a measured part. Now go back to part setup like this, and you're, of course, going to see this cut length is still here, and you also know that there is a measured part available in memory, okay? So you know the measured tube is here. So what you're going to do is you're going to right-click, and you're going to left-click on Recalculate Tube Elongation Percentage from measured length minus the cut length. Now, let me just move down here. You're going to see now that in row 36, the tube elongation to use for this part, for this setup, is 15.92%. So we're going to remember that value. I'm just going to copy it into the clipboard. I'm going to go ahead and clear this project, and I'm going to show you how we can use this value to calculate a really accurate cut length. So let me go into step mode, and I'm going to import a part that happens to be a 1/2 inch in diameter. And I'm going to calculate the center line of that part. We're going to go into the part setup, and now we're going to go to tube elongation percentage, and we're going to enter the 15.92%. Now I'm going to right-click and recalculate the cut length. Now this is all based on this master shape. So we have 17.173 for the cut. Now I'm going to recalculate your cut length. You probably should cut your part 16 300 thou of an inch, and then put it in the bender and bend it, and it should be very close in cut length the first time. So that's how you calculate the tube elongation percentage. It's really simple inside VTube-LASER. If you have any questions, please send me an email at michael.cohn@advancedtubular.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day.